I'm an obsessive person. For a long time, if a girl fell into my life, she would become my new and only focus. I'd be like cuddling my pillow at night thinking about her. And even though as a horny teenager, all you can think about is girls, most of us never set standards, including me. The only criteria that I set was if she likes me. That's it. If there's a hole, there's a goal. It's the same for most guys. They've got no bitches and they're so lonely that like if you see a cute girl on the train, in the 5 seconds of seeing her, you've already imagined an entire life with her. Guys are so desperate that the moment a girl likes them, they'll immediately like them back without even thinking about it. Like, oh, you like me? Oh, okay, I like you too. Oh, you want to get married? Okay, let's get married. Yeah, sure. Wait, who are you again? And that's the problem. Most of us can spend hours crafting a goal and a detailed plan to achieve that goal when it comes to studies or fitness or business. But when it comes to relationships, most of us have never even thought about it for more than 5 minutes. Like you and I are based. We know that if you don't set a goal, you'll never make significant progress. But then why don't we set goals for our relationships? Here's how you can do that. Do this practice. You can either do it on your phone or you can write on a piece of paper. Write down your absolute best case scenario, the 10 out of 10 girl that you would want. Write down every single small detail that you can think of. You can organize it by looks, personality, family, etc. And obviously 10 out of 10 doesn't mean flawless because everyone has flaws, but write down your own personal 10 out of 10. The girl that to you is a 10 out of 10. Maybe not to me, but to you. You can do this in like 10 to 15 minutes, and obviously along the way you'll make changes every now and then, but for now give yourself a rough idea of what your 10 out of 10 girl looks like. Go as detailed as possible, everything from like the color of her hair to her morning routine. It's fun, it's like a build bitch workshop. And since you don't have to show anyone, you have complete freedom to be as unfiltered as you want. What do you truly want in a girl? This is my list. Once you've done this practice, now comes the most important part. Put yourself in her shoes. You know that you can't just set a goal in the gym and just stare at the weights and wait for something to happen. You have to start developing a plan so that you can take action. So for us to do that, you have to put yourself in her shoes. Imagine that you are the girl that you've been describing. You are now the 10 out of 10 girl that you want. As her, ask yourself, what do I want in a partner? Now make the same list that you just made, but from her perspective. And what you'll probably find is that her list reflects your list. And that makes sense because who you end up with is simply a reflection of yourself. If you're fat, you'll probably get someone who's fat. If you go to the gym, you'll probably get someone who goes to the gym. If you look at my list, like if you paused the video and checked it out just now, you'll see that my standards are pretty high. But that's because I hold myself to high standards as well. So yeah, people might be like, oh, your standards are too high. That's so unrealistic. No one's like that. But those are the exact same people who will say, oh, your standards are too high. You're expecting too much. You can't hit 100k in a year. That's you haven't even done YouTube before. Having someone tell me that my goal is unreasonable is the exact thing I want to hear. Because when your goal is really high, when there's a chance that you might not hit it, that's when you actually push yourself. When your goal feels too big, that's when it's big enough. So just like with my 100,000 subscriber goal, it's a big goal, it's ambitious, there's a chance you may not hit it. But is it possible? Yeah, entirely. So why not go for the biggest goal possible, especially when it comes to something like your future wife? I don't think you want to settle for less.
Crazy.
That was crazy once.
Not in the room.
Rubber room.
You're room for the rats.
The rats made me crazy.
Crazy?
Oh! Okay, so now you have what she wants from you. You have a list of things for you to become. This can be your new source of motivation, and you can start planning on how to meet these standards. When you set standards this way, you're not just setting standards for the girl, you're also setting standards for yourself. Because if you set high standards for her, to get her, you have to set high standards for yourself. If not, she won't want you. So whether you're a T-magnet or you get 0 bitches, because you now have this list of what she wants, you start rising to meet those expectations. And now you start improving, you go on the journey, you're walking the path, and you eventually start attracting girls, but it's not her. For most guys, they're living life trying to improve themselves, wanting a girlfriend, and when a girl pops up, because they haven't clarified what they actually want, They get distracted and go down a massive year-long side quest. But now that you have this goal, it's much harder to get distracted. You allow yourself to skip all the side quests and just focus on getting to that final destination that you actually want. Naturally, as you make your way towards the final destination and you start improving yourself, girls will start to notice. And even when a girl pops up, now you're the guy with high standards. Instead of blindly accepting, you analyze and you think with the correct head. Personally, for me, I know my girl ain't on Instagram, so that already filters out like 95% of the female population. Most guys will just take anyone they can get. They lower their standards so that more people fit their standards, so they have a higher chance of getting someone. But that means that the people you attract are of lower quality because you have lower standards. When you have high standards, you know that only the people who are truly worth it can rise to meet them. But at the end of the day, that only works if you rise to the occasion as well. So now you know what you want and what she wants. You set the standards. Now, all you gotta do is rise up to those standards. Take action. It's okay, bro. I know you're down bad. I know you don't got no bitches. It's alright. You know, maybe you haven't kissed anyone yet. Okay, so it's alright. I'll be your first kiss, alright? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, alright? Give me a kiss. You gotta say no homo though. If you don't say no homo, I'm taking it back, bro. You gotta say no homo. Bro, say it. Say it, bro. Say it, bro. Say it, bro.